This is the brand new Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake V2, and this is my review. Made from an entirely metallic build and completely redesigned from the original and highly controversial Fanatec Handbrake, this new version welcomes a lot of notable improvements, but also some pesky drawbacks. For starters, and like most handbrakes in the market, it can be used in both the traditional and rally style orientation, this taking only a few seconds to interchange. The rest of the adjustments can only be made once you remove the top cover, and here there's a surprising amount that can actually be done. By moving this metallic disc, you can easily adjust the preload and add more or less tension on the elastomer, thus increasing or decreasing the initial resistance on the lever. This fragile plastic bit, also known as the travel adjustment spacer, has a number 60 on one side and a number 70 on the other. If you want 60mm of travel, simply place that side facing the front of the handbrake on the protruding lip near the back of the unit. Obviously, you can do the same if you want 70mm of travel, and if you remove the part entirely, as comes standard, you get 80mm of total movement. Using the included wrench, you can also fine-tune the lever angle by adjusting the nut in the back of the handbrake. This, however, only has a very minimal effect as it tilts or retracts the lever by only about 5mm. In reality, that's about all of the adjustment that you can make to change up the on-track feel of this handbrake. All of the other adjustments are regarding the actual mounting of this unit onto your rig, where the angle and tilt can be slightly fine-tuned. This weird plastic part right here is also included, and this is a spacer for those who will be using this handbrake attached directly onto the Fanatec H-pattern shifter. And talking about that product, both of these in traditional Fanatec style have the same glaring flaw, which I frankly couldn't believe when I first opened this thing up. And that huge problem is that you can only use this brand new Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake V2 if you connect it directly to a Fanatec wheelbase. That's right, after paying $200 for a handbrake, you can't plug this in directly to your computer unless you also want to shell out an additional $20 for the USB adapter sold separately. I think this is such an incredibly annoying thing to do, which over 10 years ago when the shifter first came out, they could pretty much get away with, as they had a huge market share when it came to sim racing peripherals, and the competitors were far and few. But nowadays, with so many different options, especially at this price point, the fact that they still decided to do this frankly blows me away, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's a single thing that turns many potential buyers away as well. Anyways, the only positive about connecting this product directly to a Fanatec base is that it also opens up PlayStation and Xbox compatibility, this being something that you wouldn't have if you were to plug this unit in as a standalone directly via USB. Overall, in terms of design and build quality, Fanatec has done a really good job here. The rubber handle is of good thickness and feels comfortable on hand, and the metallic build of this handbrake stays rigid and flex-free out on track. Now, talking about being out on track, there's also lots to go over regarding my experience there. So starting off, placed here on my rig, I can immediately say that this handbrake does look and feel the part. Ultimately, this is a $200 handbrake, which is up there with some of the most premium competitors, and I think it competes well in that regard. On hand, it does give me that confidence-inspiring feel, and it does feel very grippy and comfortable to hold on to. One of the annoying things about this handbrake is that you do need to remove the top plate to make any adjustments, and ultimately I found those adjustments to be fairly minimal. No matter the adjustments that I did make, at the end of the day, this handbrake is fairly stiff. That of course is expected considering this is a load saw handbrake, but it is important to note in case you're not looking for something so extreme. Someone like myself, for example, who just uses a handbrake to, for example, start a slide, definitely doesn't need something as hardcore as this. However, I can say with confidence that if you are dirt racing, rallying, or drifting in a professional sense, this handbrake will give you that fidelity and control that you will need to maximize what you're doing out on track. At the end of the day, this is a rigid, firm, and capable bit of sim racing hardware that, for those of you who really need something like this, I don't think will disappoint you at all. In terms of this, there really are only two other things that I would have liked to see. One, I think it would have been extremely beneficial if this handbrake also served as a sequential shifter hybrid, something, for example, like like Thrustmaster did with the TSS Handbrake. I think this would have opened this product up to a far greater audience and also fulfilled that gap, as Fanatec currently has no sequential shifter. And secondly, similar to how Huizenveld did with their new sequential shifter, I think it would have been very cool if Fanatec included some type of buttons here to give just a little bit more versatility and use to this actual handbrake. Other than that though, in terms of doing its job as a handbrake, there isn't much to complain about regarding what you're getting here. So all in all, the Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake V2 is a very niche product and in many cases a bit overkill for most. Many people like myself really do just need a lever mechanism that will make the car loose to initiate a slide or a drift, and in that case, spending $200 on a load cell handbrake is a stretch. However, if you're very serious about rallying, drifting, or other similar driving where you do need maximum control and fidelity over what you're feeling, this will definitely be better suited for you. So ultimately, it comes down to what you need and are looking for, but I can say with confidence that this is a competitive, well-built, and high-end handbrake, and time will tell how it holds up to the competition. I do, however, think that not including the USB adapter is a huge mistake, and this could be the nail in the coffin for this product, especially nowadays with the wide amount of competition that this handbrake is facing, especially at this price point. So with all of that said, this has been my full review on the brand new Fanatec ClubSport Handbrake V2. As always, let me know your thoughts on this product down in the comments below, and with all of that said, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.